right. Well, welcome everybody. That sound right there, that must mean that episode 1 of the Backroad Banter podcast has officially started. We appreciate you being here. I am your co-host, Justin Emerson, and this is the other co-host, Wyatt Helmick.
That's me.
Yes, sir. So me and Wyatt, we have been best friends for about 15 years going on, a little more. Lived apart for the past 5 and just figured with the point in lives that we are currently at, why not get on and start a podcast and just discuss the things that we discuss, the times that we get together, whether that be sports, politics, just life in general, and just give our opinions on it, maybe a few statistics, very little facts, and have a lot of fun along the way.
Yeah, we don't live near each other anymore, so this is recess. I actually don't know where this guy is right now, but I'll tell you one thing, Justin. Whenever I find out where you're at, I'll find you, and then I will actually bomb the house with bombs.
Well, that's where you're making a mistake, because you never find this place, and whenever you did, it's of such insignificant value to you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I didn't think of it that way, yeah. You got me, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, awesome. Well, it is December 28th. That means 3 days after Christmas, which means we have survived another Christmas. How was your Christmas, man?
That's a crazy way to put that. Survive. Yeah, it was good. It was a little different. We talked about traditions the other day. All of those were fucked. Those were out the window. Those were different. Not in a bad way.
Yeah.
You know, Christmas wasn't bad or anything, but I had my whole Christmas crammed into one day, like one afternoon, and then then I had to go back home for work, so that sucked. That sucked because I had to go back home for work and I only had to get up and work for like 2.5, 3 hours or something like that, and then I left.
Yeah.
And then I came all the way back down to where I'm at right now. I'm not gonna dox my relative, but I'm not sure where it is, but surely it's not the same house that Justin's in. That's for sure.
Nah, definitely not one.
I couldn't imagine so.
That you grew up.
But no, it was good, man. It was good. It was nice and calm. I went over to my dad's for a little bit, watched a good chunk of the Steelers game with my brothers and my dad. So that was cool. And then other than that, it was just hanging out here with Mom, doing dinner, watching the rest of the football. So just a bunch of football, bunch of Christmas Day shenanigans. No basketball. What did you get into, man? How did your holiday go? I know you got a much larger family than mine. You only got like 9 million people in yours, so I'm sure you had to.
Yeah,
and you have two families too. You're a married man, so you got a few of them.
Yeah, ours was pretty eventful and at the same time just really exhausting. It wasn't as for being Layla's first, we thought it would be. It was very memorable. It was less photogenic and family oriented as we thought it would be. New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve, we went over to my parents' house, which was great. Got to spend that with all my siblings and then my nephews and my parents. And me and my siblings really got to spoil my parents this year, which was just awesome to see because we never had before, and I know they really weren't expecting it. But then getting to spend, a bunch of hours together, just hanging out, having fun, talking about literally anything and everything from vacation to work and food and my dad's smoker and deer hunt, just the randomness. So that was a lot of fun. We woke up Christmas. I woke up early, went and got a little tree and had decorated downstairs for Faith and Layla, got all their presents. So I kind of surprised them with a little bit of decorations. That was a lot of fun, but Layla woke up super, super sick. First time she's been sick in the 9 months, so that was tough in general.
Oh, yeah, she said, fuck all this Christmas nonsense.
Oh, my gosh, bro, she hated it. She did not want to see any of the family members, and so we drove 2 hours to Faith's mom and dad's, spent like an hour there. We're 5 minutes into eating, and Layla was having such a hard time sleeping and just breathing and everything that we decided to try to go ahead and hit her father's. It was just a mess in general. Layla was sick. And luckily she's doing much better now, and we're just glad that the holiday's over and that we're not obligated to specifically be in all these places at one given time for at least a few more months, Yeah. It was good though.
That's good.
Yeah, I make it sound like it was it was all awful. It wasn't. It was
Yeah,
a good,
yeah, no,
good
it was
introduction to parenthood. Let me put it that way. I loved it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
because you're gonna have a few that are just chaos.
Yes.
You're gonna have a few every holiday that's just chaos. You're gonna eventually run into holidays that you didn't even know existed somehow.
Yeah, well, especially with having a daughter.
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah, that's really funny. But yeah, it was good. It was good. Just not how me or Faith planned it to go. But it's been great getting to hang out with you. Been great getting to see all the family members. And not to like make it about that, but every gift that I got was either super thoughtful, very specific. It had a very intended use in terms of like, as soon as I got it, I knew exactly where and when I was going to use it. So like, just all around, it was as good of a holiday for being, a full-grown adult as it could have been, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
You talked about sports there. That's the only thing that I'm actually disappointed about. I thought that I would watch a lot of sports, but because Layla was sick and me and Faith were driving so far and so much all of Christmas, I didn't get to watch the Steelers game. I didn't get to watch any of the Christmas Day games. I was just...
You didn't miss much.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, that's actually something. Yeah, it turns out that I'm very glad that I didn't watch that because it would have done nothing but make it feel like not Christmas.
Both the football games were just dog walks. I don't even know what happened with the basketball games. I was checked out. I was just football and Christmas. There's only so much my tiny little mind can take in one day.
Yeah, it's funny. I actually checked in. I checked in with the basketball stuff, but it was more as a fan's perspective of like attendance, value, who's been there, comparative to actually sitting down and watching the game and seeing what's going on. Like, I saw the scores of them all, but after it was all over, I was more interested in seeing if people actually cared about it or if it was on trend of, like, continually downgrading like all sports have,
Yeah.
Good news is it's not. It was the most watched Christmas Day game in 5 years.
Really?
Yes. It did very good. I think each game averaged 5.25 million viewers, which is pretty solid, I guess, for Christmas Day games. I think it would be a lot more if they had them on some sort of cable service that was reasonably priced to everybody. But I was happy to see that it wasn't shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that is good. That is good. It also makes me a little bit happy to know that everybody didn't watch the Steelers get murdered. I mean, a lot of people did, but at least some people watch basketball instead. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, well, if you want to, I actually, just because I was wondering that as well, and I have the numbers here just because I was curious. There's 27 million that watched the Christmas Day football games. So a lot more people.
Oh, yeah.
A lot more people watch the Steelers get dog whooped, but
Yeah, that's probably true.
that was on Netflix, so more people have Netflix. And I feel like a lot of people also just watch that stuff for... I didn't watch the games, obviously, like I said, but I heard that there was a lot of money put into the halftime shows, and I don't...
There was only one halftime show, but
was there only one?
They sunk money into that. It was Beyonce.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my
Yeah,
gosh.
so on top of, like, without the productions... Yeah, without all the production stuff that they did, they paid a pretty penny right there just getting the person.
Bro, that...
Shit, I mean, that halftime show was fucking long, too, man. I don't know if it was just me, it was the holidays. I was already done driving, so I might have had a few drinks. Time wasn't moving correctly, but it felt like the longest halftime show of my life. It was so long, man.
That's
like
really funny.
I could have swore the halftime show started and then I went to the bathroom or something and then I got sidetracked like getting food and drinks and this, that, or the other, and I didn't come back to the room for like 3 hours and it was somehow still going on.
Dude, that makes a lot of sense. See, I wasn't paying attention. I totally have seen Beyonce on the few social media apps that I've watched here lately. But I didn't put the two and two together. But I did see something that said Netflix just fucked up the Super Bowl by having that halftime show. And,
oh, yeah, because it was really good.
And so that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, okay. Very interesting. Well, now I need to go
Yeah,
back.
it
I'm
was
going to have to
good.
go back and watch that then.
Yeah, like I did miss a chunk of it because, like I said, I left the room. I definitely didn't leave the room for nearly as long as it felt like. But, dude, that thing was going on for a while because I remember going back to the living room and still watching what felt like 10 to 12 minutes of the fucking thing. I thought I was gone for like half an hour.
So it was an actually extra long halftime.
Unless I just don't remember it right, which is very possible.
Also possible. Huh. That's interesting then. That's good to know though. I'm glad that it was good. I was slightly worried about that. That's kind of why I looked into it personally, was because I was wondering how Netflix did with the whole thing in terms of streaming, in terms of production. Unfortunately, while doing my kind of research on the postness of it, it just shows like, not specifically about the sports, but about their scripted, like even their comedy sets and stuff, and to the Tom Brady roast. I didn't realize exactly how scripted everything is that they put on in terms of like obviously not the game, but in terms of broadcasting, in terms of every word that is said, like
Yeah, definitely not the game.
yeah, not the game at all. The game's never scripted. And
Yeah,
the
those
Chiefs,
are never weighed in anybody's favor at all.
definitely
Yeah,
not the Chiefs in any.
But
No.
I do know what you mean. It was a full production. I couldn't imagine the rehearsal that had to go into that thing just because all the extras they have in it. They're all doing the same exact thing and they're moving like a well-oiled machine. And it doesn't make any sense. Like they put a lot of work into the theater of football, which is kind of weird, but. I don't know. It gets people watching. It makes the league money, and it makes them do more shit. So, more power to them, I guess.
Well, what's ironic is that it does, but it doesn't. Like, the league is fucking stupid. The league has a 3-year... To anybody, to the 2 people that are probably watching this. This is just my opinion. But the league
maybe
is
they'll
fucking...
come back. Maybe we'll do this for an eternity just out of pure boredom, and then the right person will find it, and they'll come back. They'll come back to the first one and be like, what the fuck?
Well, it's just the league's stupid. They signed a 3-year deal with Netflix. So for the next two seasons, because this one's basically over, we're going to get these Netflix games. But the best thing about the Netflix is that you get the analytics way more in depth than what you get with the regular television. So
are you talking about like person by person,
by
streaming?
person,
like
yeah.
Just
so
all
looking
the
at that,
statistics
like
of the streaming.
the NFL's like, oh yeah, we did great. No, the they did not do great this Christmas. Whenever you look at it, yeah, they had 25 million people watch, or however many it was. But what I read was that for at least 1 minute of the game, which primarily was during the halftime show, which 1 minute is on average what most of these people, not the 25 million, but
Yeah.
61 million people. That's my point. 61 million people.
I bet that shit spiked.
Tuned into that game for at least 1 minute of it. And that was mostly during the halftime show. That doesn't make the NFL money, because guess what? The NFL didn't put on the halftime show. The NFL doesn't do shit.
Netflix
did. So all this is going to do is sell Beyonce tickets and sell Netflix shows. And sell to performers, hey, come and partner with Netflix, and we can get you out to this many people. We can,
Yeah.
So it kind of, to me, as a true sports fan, and I only care about the sport and not about the theatrics of it, I think it's kind of like, I see where they're going, but I think it's misdirecting into an opposite avenue a little bit.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
I like the whole theatrical part of it if I'm there. I really don't care to watch it too much on TV, but if I'm there, a halftime show would be fucking sweet. Any halftime show would be pretty cool if I was there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fireworks are pretty sick, no matter what sporting event it is, if I'm there. But seeing it all on TV, it's not. I don't hate it, but it's like it's underwhelming. It's like, oh damn, that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, but I'm watching it from the couch.
I guess they did do their point though, because usually people will shut out the halftime show. Like, I turn it off, or I just specifically don't watch every halftime show on Sundays or Mondays or Thursdays. So I guess they do their point in terms of keeping people watching the halftime show or attracting people to watch the halftime show. If that was
you mean like a performance or like a traditional halftime show? Because traditional halftime shows are pretty sweet, especially on Sundays, because you can't watch all the games at once. I mean, I guess you can if you have fucking Red Zone or whatever, but if you don't want to pay $1 billion for whatever NFL package that DirecTV has now, I don't even know if they do it anymore. But like, you know, if you can't watch all games at once, like most people can't, it's cool to get the traditional halftime show. They go back to the studio and they're like, oh, well, this happened here and here and here, because there's like 12 games going on at a time. So I think that's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's a cool thing. I never really thought of that because since I can't watch TV and I don't watch TV, I specifically, whenever I'm watching a game, I'm watching for the game, so I tune out. And I'm used to having social media or having my fantasy football up or having something up to where I'm constantly giving, like, if I'm paying attention at that time, I'm getting the live updates. So I really don't look to, like, I haven't thought about the value that you do get at the halftime show comparative to just skipping over it. Like,
but that's like traditional halftime show, not like performance halftime show. Performance halftime show, I think, needs to, you know, they're cool if you get a good one, but I think it needs to stick to the Super Bowl. I get why they do it at the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is for everybody, and I can respect that because I think the Super Bowl is for everybody. I don't think necessarily football is the Super Bowl is. The Super Bowl is it's like the last Sunday where Sunday doesn't suck. Because it's the last one where you get to like have fun, watch a little bit of football, let loose, drink some beers, and hang out with your buddies and shit. You know, just watch one more game.
I used to be right there fucking with you until 3 years ago, and now that I got golf, Sunday mornings are perfect for golf, and Sunday afternoons are perfect for recovery.
Yeah, you can recover while you're watching football, though.
Yeah, I am very much into. Yeah, I know, but you're talking about, like, afterwards. Golf isn't happening during football, unfortunately, not until August. So, you can't go out and, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're right, you're right.
After February, you still got a month, at least here in West Virginia, you got a month until you're able to go out on the course and rent a cart to play, if you're walking.
Yeah, and that's if you're lucky, really. I mean, depends on what the winter's like.
Yeah, because here lately, the winters have been pushing a little later, starting later and pushing later, so yeah.
Yeah, at least the winter weather anyway. Yeah, I got lost there for a second. Well, we're still, you know, before we ditch it, I mean, you didn't see it, but I'll tell you how it was. I was afraid after watching the Paul and Tyson thing that the production just would be bad.
Yep.
The stream quality would be bad.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine. It was perfectly fine. It was fine. They got football people in that knew what they were talking about. The commentators weren't fucking off the rails. Every person that they had doing anything with the production knew what they were doing, so it was fine. You know what I mean? Everybody that they had on screen was a football person. They were either already a commentator or they were a broadcaster somewhere else, or they were one of the fucking, you know, halftime show people. Like, they just got people that knew what they were doing, and they did it very well.
That's awesome.
And the stream, at least what I saw, now I didn't catch all of both of them, but the Steelers and Chiefs game was fine.
Yeah.
Like, I left my dad's at halftime to come back to my mom's house, and the stream was perfectly fine.
That's awesome. That was actually my biggest worry. That makes me happy. That's why I was looking into the statistics, or the analytics more on how that game went and the viewership of it, because I was just curious if it was going to be a complete catastrophe, but it seems like with what you said there, they actually listened to all the critiques that kind of the viewers gave them on that Paul and Tyson fight, and went the opposite direction. That gives me hope for future sporting events then, because I was worried that it was going to be exactly what we've been talking about, and let me grab all these people that have names just because they have like they're publicly known, and not specifically because they're related to this event itself. So that's really good. You know what? That makes me really happy for Netflix, and that has me excited. I bet when is it? January 5th is Raw, or January 8th is
6th.
Raw. Is it 6th?
6th.
Okay.
Yep.
So they're starting to do more and more.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
So I was just saying, I have my CM Punk shirt on right now just because it was the one I grabbed out of the bag.
Yeah, I remember just watching that advertisement and seeing that that they were doing that here recently. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's gonna be a good production. I mean, the way I saw it is what they did with the NFL. If you get with a good team that knows a thing or two about producing television, they're gonna be fine.
Well,
You know what I mean?
He's been
Like,
doing that shit forever, so
forever.
they've got
Yeah,
that.
And the NFL's been doing it forever, and
Yeah.
that's why the NFL was fine. Whenever the NBA, I'm sure they're going to. When the NBA eventually does it, they're gonna be fine. You know what I mean? Whoever does it's going to be A-okay. They just got to...
Yeah, the NBA will have to float by the wing of their seats, but the NFL, that's the good thing about the NFL and the WWE. They both have scripts that they can stick to. So we just go from there. There's not too much you can mess up as long as you read. And
Yeah, they all got storylines going on. That's true, man. I swear. That's what it feels like sometimes, man. I can't.
It's why I
can't
not
watch
into sports. It's what takes me away from the sports is because I'd rather just look at everybody's numbers and know how they're doing than watch a
Baseball's
game.
a good one for that.
You know what's funny is baseball's my least watched sport.
Yeah, I think it's tough to watch on TV, bro.
Like,
It's
I
tough to
love
watch
going
on
to the
TV.
games though. Man, I'll go to I'll go
for
to
sure.
games all day long, every day. I love games, but yeah, watching on TV. And I used to think that way about golf, but now I actually like watching golf on TV. Golf's really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I still can't do much of the golf watching on TV, but I can sometimes. Depends what I'm doing. I have to be doing something.
It has to be a special match for me to watch it. Like, I have to have a reason to be seeing it. Because there's matches like every freaking week, and that's just boring. And also, if you don't have regular television, it's hard to stream, and it's not worth trying to find places to stream from.
Yeah, that's true too. I did want to look at. I haven't looked at this list yet, so I want to talk to you about this list. I want to see what you think of it. I wanted to look up. Everybody knows of. We got New Year's coming up. By the time this comes out, New Year's will be gone. New Year's will already happen because this comes out the 3rd. If all goes to plans and the wheels don't fall off the fucking bus, this comes out the 3rd. So New Year's will already be in the past, but we're pre-New Year's talking here. I wanted to look into, just for shits and giggles, other than the obvious one. Everybody knows New York City is the obvious place for tourists to go to watch the ball drop, to do their New Year's Eve activities. So I wanted to find where other people go for New Year's Eve. Now, I haven't looked at this list. I don't know if it's good. New York's on it, so it's top 7. So we're gonna do the top 6. New York's the first one of the fucking list. We know that.
Well,
That was like the Christmas list we did in our tests, but that's for another day. All right, number 1 on here, Sydney, Australia. That's different.
That's cool.
I guess they let's see. The iconic Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Opera House provide a stunning backdrop for one of the world's most breathtaking fireworks displays. So they do the same shit. That's pretty cool. It does look nice. There's a picture of it here.
Yeah, I fucking love Sydney, dude. Everything that I've seen about it, my favorite documentary, Finding Nemo, it really shows the out of the water scene, and whenever you can see that Sydney Opera House, bro. I know that's just a Pixar film. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
That is awesome. No, but for
The
real,
next one's
that is, I'm still stuck on. Sorry, I'm stuck on Sydney right now.
No, you're good.
Because I'm thinking about Australian people, and that would be 10 times. Why is New York? That would be way better than watching a disco ball drop from a platform.
Yeah, I wonder. It doesn't say. Maybe they also watch the ball drop. I don't know. I don't know if that's an everywhere thing. They might. It doesn't say. It just says the fireworks. They do a separate fireworks show at 9 p.m. for people that have kids and shit, so that everybody can see the fireworks. Because the fireworks are at midnight. You know what I mean? Whenever they do whenever it actually comes to the new year. So they do an early one for. So if you're a real degenerate, you can start drinking at like 7 p.m. You can catch 2 fireworks shows. You can have a hell of a New Year's. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, everything that I've seen from Australian comedians, they most definitely hit 2 fireworks shows. At least
They know a party thing. They probably have like 4 fireworks shows in their fucking houses.
Bro, that is honestly, as a parent, that's fucking sick. Me and Faith have talked about little things to try to include Layla in a few years whenever she's old enough to realize it, to where we can actually have New Year's ourselves to celebrate with her. And we've seen like TikToks where you do different things, but that's awesome. Good for Sydney. Good for Sydney.
The next one's Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, and this one was pretty cool because I read it while we were talking just a second ago. The Copacabana beach party draws over 2 million people. They have a 2 million person fucking New Year's celebration in Rio. I bet that's sweet. But yeah, it's 2 million people all dressed in white to enjoy live music, dance performances, and an impressive fireworks display.
Bro, the amount of illegal activity that is happening within those 2 million people is ridiculous.
Oh,
I bet.
sky high.
Oh
it has to be.
God.
It's not zero.
No, it can't be.
That's for sure.
Oh my gosh. That whole time I'd be there, I would just be thinking, it's like, who's as much of a degenerate as I am? I'm going to use your word you just used.
Yeah, you got a 2 million person beach party.
Oh my gosh, bro. You got a lot of fucking, like, that's so funny. That's cool.
Yeah, literally probably anything that you could ask for, you could probably find within 15 yards of you.
Why do they talk yeah, literally, no lie.
Yeah, dude, you could.
It would be like it'd be a concert on steroids because, damn.
Yeah, it would be the world's biggest fucking Brazilian rave.
Oh.
With Brazilian
Why
music.
is that not talked about more? There needs to be a freaking movie made about that. That's dope. That's cool.
Yeah, they also participate in Brazilian customs like offering flowers to the sea goddess. Sorry if I butcher this. Yamanya. I think that's right.
Yep, that's correct.
Pretty cool.
Yep. I actually, I had read something similar to that.
Oh, it's their summer, which is also a big plus. That's fucking sweet.
Ah.
Middle of summer, New Year's celebration on a beach, 2 million plus. Just drinking and doing whatever else you want to do, I guess. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's super cool, dude.
Let's see. Paris, France. According to this, they just do a... Oh, that's pretty cool. They do... the City of Light as the Eiffel Tower sparkles with fireworks. So they do fireworks from the Eiffel Tower, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Tokyo, Japan. I don't even think I need to read this to know why this is a good place for a New Year's celebration. Tokyo, Japan just seems like a fun place to do a lot of shit. It's a real fun looking place. It's a real big tourist place. So I mean, I would imagine it being a real big New Year's spot. That and with it being in Japan.
Oh, bro, I would hit up
I guess you get New Year's first, right? Not first, but before
us.
us, yeah. So would the people in Sydney. People in Sydney would get it fucking real early.
Do they?
I believe so. I don't think I have that backwards. I think they're real far ahead, not behind.
They're just ahead.
I could be wrong.
It would almost make sense because ties 3. Just ties 3. I don't know.
We'll have to look in on that. We'll put a little note on there. We'll put some text on here clearing this up. Sorry that we're not smart at time zones.
That's all right. I got it right here. So they are 4 hours ahead of Washington, D.C.
Only 4?
4 hours ahead.
Japan or Sydney?
Sydney.
Oh, really? Huh. Yeah, go show what I know, dude. I don't know shit.
I don't know time zones. The only reason I know California is because it's California.
Yes, I know these ones. I know ours. I don't really know.
Or wait, no, I'm sorry. It's 16 hours ahead.
Oh, yes. Okay. That
ahead.
sounds more right.
16 hours
That
ahead.
sounds more. I thought they were fucking. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, they get it way early.
Yes. Yeah. That's really interesting, though. That's funny. I would love to go to Japan, but primarily because I really want to see I see so many videos, or at least I used to whenever I was younger, saw so many videos about their vending machines And I just want to try out some fucking vending machines that are cooler than the ones that I see. More than Coke and fucking sugary snacks, you know?
Yeah, dude, the coolest vending machines that you have in the United States are the ones in casinos that sell cigarettes for like $14 a pack.
I have a picture on my phone of the first one that I saw in a casino, specifically because I was like, that is the coolest fucking thing that I've ever seen. I feel like I'm...
They have vape vending machines now, too.
Oh, that's really cool.
That blew my mind.
That's
I saw
funny.
one of those in Cleveland.
They know they ain't losing money right there. That's smart. That's
hell no.
You were talking. You were just talking about New Year celebrations, and that actually leads into a little bit of what I'm thinking about, or what I was looking up earlier. And it's not specifically what happens. Like, it doesn't have to happen at midnight, but it is an actual celebration for New Year's around the world. And I was just looking up some various different ones, and I found like 5 that I thought were either really hilarious or just really fun to just say in general. And the first one, you had said Italy, and I was wondering if you were going to say this. It's what I had mentioned to you a little bit earlier. It's where at midnight they throw household items out their windows, and it is in the essence or under the guise of like out with the old and in with the new. So they literally throw old wooden furniture and old shit just out their fucking windows and on the streets. And
is there a time? Like, is there a set time for this? Like, hey, whenever, like, from 9 to 11 p.m., look the fuck out. Like, stay, like, walk far away from the buildings.
Yeah, they're really, I had that first thought. I don't know. I'm assuming it's at midnight and people just know, yo, you might die from some wooden furniture or, who knows, an old house plant at fucking 12:00. I don't know, but whenever I read it, I put it as my number 1 because the dangerousness and then the fact of, like, how fun it is to just throw shit, plus throwing shit out your own window, that would have to be, like, fuck it, out with the old.
Are you allowed to throw, like, obnoxiously big shit? Like, if you had an old piano that you didn't want anymore, could you, like, if you had the manpower and the ability, really?
What I read was out
big
the
fucking
window.
But
So,
I think you could do it.
That's the thing is, everything in anywhere kind of Britain, UK area, or Old English as I like to call it, they seem to keep to their old rules. And I bet they weren't specific, or they probably didn't think anybody would throw a piano out. So I bet it's not in the rule book, and therefore we can technically do it at least once. But I thought that was really
It makes me wish we had a shitload of money. I wish we had a shitload of money. If anybody wants to fund us, we'll take about $10 million. We'll go to Italy. You said this is for Christmas, right?
New Year's.
Or New Year's, sorry.
New Year's celebration.
So we'll go to Italy for New Year's next year. We need $10 million, no more, no less. Actually, we'll take more.
And less.
And less, actually. We will also take less. But we need $10 million so we can go to Italy, buy a bunch of shit. Probably going to have to buy wherever we're throwing this shit out of, too.
I think we might need to get a little condo, if that's okay with you. Probably a few Vespas just to get around on, You can't be walking, and Uber is probably... I don't know how to convert pounds to dollars. I do, but I'm not going to for you. So,
I do, but I'm not going to.
Vespas, please, include.
We just bring a bunch of bikes, dude. I heard that they got a bunch of bikes in the river, so you can just, chuck those bitches in there when you're done with them,
Well, why don't we just...
I don't think that's true. Don't quote me on that.
Let's just bring a magnet and get a bike out of the river, and then we'll chuck it back in. And technically...
like a rental.
Yeah, we're just delivering it where we got it from. So, I got it from there.
Borrowing it from the river.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay,
I promise I'll
fish
get it
some
back
bikes
to
out
you.
of the river. Fish some bikes out of the river. We'll toss them back in when we're done. Or we could fish a bunch of bikes out of the river and throw them out the fucking window.
Nobody would care, and we're not out any money. Hey, guys, okay, so let's... For $100,000, we could get a plane ticket, buy a very small condo, and a magnet. That's all we need. We just need plane tickets, a condo, and a magnet. And next New Year's, we will be doing this podcast from a window seal in Italy.
Yeah, chucking shit.
Chucking shit right out.
Item by item out of the window.
For everybody that just watches us, we'll shout you out. As we
for every $10 million you give us, we'll throw one item out of the Italy window.
That price is
And then we'll
negotiable.
we'll do a bunch more for free too, so that's fine.
Oh yeah, but it's only after you guys pay us $10 million.
Yeah, we do need $10 million to set this into motion.
Yeah. Don't know why, but that seems to be the number.
We will take less than that, but I'll tell you right now, if we don't get less than that, we ain't fucking going. So, do with that what you will.
But if we get that, I promise we will go.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Just start chucking shit out of the window. If one of the four people that stumbles... What if one of the four people that stumbles across this is just some Italian guy and he's just sitting there screaming at his computer? That's not how it fucking works! That's not it! You can't just throw anything!
His wife's getting really pissed off at him. He's just like, these ignorant-ass Americans are over here threatening our New Year's celebrations. Oh my gosh, bro. Now I want to make that
These
happen.
two fucking idiots on YouTube
Listen,
are talking about fucking getting the bikes out of the river.
that's what he's actually pissed about, is that he's the one
That's
that
what he's
put
really
those-
pissed.
yeah.
He's really pissed about the thing I said about the river. There's not that many fucking bikes. There's just a couple, dude. Sometimes the place floods. It takes your bike. What can you do? We don't just throw them there.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Well, to transfer into, we'll just decide into the next celebration. This one is in Spain, and I was kind of hoping that you were going to talk about this one, but I quickly realized yours are real celebrations, and these are rather naughty and fun. So in Spain, they have
It's even better.
They have a tradition in a town called La Fonte de la Fuerga, and they have a tradition called Run in Red. And this is where everybody for New Year's goes out and buys brand new red lingerie or underwear. And they all meet at one gathering point and they have a race in nothing but their new lingerie or underwear and shoes. And it's to apparently bring luck or something. But I think it just bring boners. Like,
Yeah, dude. It sounds like they're perverted.
I would not.
They're just
like,
on ecstasy, dressing up in Santa Claus lingerie.
I would not be able to not get hard.
They're just on drugs, fucking running the streets.
It just
That's
makes me
pretty
want to
fucking
go to
sick.
Spain, dude. I know. Run in red. I want to go in Spain. New Year's. Who knew? Who knew?
I guess they knew. That's crazy. They know something that we don't.
They do. The last one that I'm just going to mention for today, and we can kind of transfer on to another one, is kind of fun. And in Romania, they have a tradition called Dancing Bears. And it is where everybody
fucking sweet.
gets dressed up in bear costumes or bear fur, and they just have a big parade and celebration. But it comes from a super old tradition where they would have the pelt furs that they killed of the bears or the pet bears that they tamed on leashes, and they would stroll them down the middle of streets. And I just found that the fucking coolest, most badass. Like,
They just have a bear parade?
they just have a bear parade, bro. They're just highlighting bears in all their furry wilderness beastliness. It is just,
That's pretty good.
I was
That's
like,
pretty good.
good for Romania. Another place I would like to go. It would be less fun than the Run in Red, but very cool to see some bears.
Do those bears know they're holiday bears?
From what I read, they don't do live bears anymore. Probably because there's a reason.
I'd like to know why.
I didn't do a deep dive, but I would bet if we had a couple more beers, we could talk for 30 minutes on scenarios that went wrong in the bear parade.
Yeah. Yeah, no, somebody was just out there grilling steaks.
Oh, bro. And
One of those bastards got distracted. All of those guys got distracted at one time.
Oh.
They ran into a few child-shaped steaks along the way.
Oh, I was like, man, especially with Wyatt, we like bears, he likes bears. That's a
Bears are pretty cool,
That's
man.
a cool celebration right there.
Yeah. Bears are pretty solid.
Oh.
That is a cool celebration. I want to find videos of that.
Yeah, I
I
would
wanna
too.
watch.
I should have pulled some up, and I didn't even think any more on it because I was just interested in reading about it. But yeah, that's just interesting.
That is pretty cool. If we can find a clip of these bears doing this bear parade, I want to find one of the live ones.
One of the live, but
I want to find the clip where it went wrong.
hopefully,
I'm not sure if I want to watch it, but I do want to find it. I want to know.
I'm hoping that this was before phones were around, so that they can't.
Yeah.
You know, just
No, it probably was. I'm hoping that I'm hoping that nobody even had to pay the price for it. I'm hoping that just one person with sense one year was like, "Hey guys, I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't think we have to use the real ones. They don't look very thrilled about all this."
See, I wanna say that was probably what happened, but usually the people with sense like that are not in charge. So
That's true.
So the Bears definitely. I'm going with your first scenario. Somebody fucked up and had some meat out, and that bear ate a little more than the burger.
Yeah, somebody definitely tried to warn somebody, and then some mayor is just like, "Shut up, bitch."
Yep.
You're not gonna tell me how to run my fucking holiday. You're not gonna tell me what to do with my bears.
He probably fed her to the bears. That's what I would do. If I had a pet bear,
You might have.
all my nemesis, anybody that backtalks me,
Feed it with the bears.
to the bears, to the bear, and that's more plausible than a shark because I feel like it'd be hard to keep a shark alive. Pretty easy to keep a bear alive.
You just have to have a farm, and you'd have to find the infinite cow cheat, and I think you'd be fine.
Or just have a
Do
lot
that.
of nemesis.
That's true. Yeah, you could have a lot of people you really don't
A
like.
lot of enemies and then
Not a lot of cops.
Yeah,
A lot of
just-
enemies and not a lot of law enforcement. Yeah, you can keep bear fed for a while.
send a lot of handwritten letters to them, just inviting them over for brunch, and then little do they know that they are the brunch.
You're gonna have to keep him going. You're gonna have to start making new enemies for this bear because he's gonna get the taste of people, and then he's gonna get hungry someday, and you're gonna be fucked.
Well, I
He's
love
gonna
this
be like,
bear.
"Oh,
He's literally my second best friend next to my first best friend.
oh, that's good.
So
That's good."
yeah, I would do anything for this bear. He deserves the best. And if it deserves hating people, I don't want to do it, but I would
Yeah,
do it.
dude.
That's what
Just go around making enemies for the bear. That's awesome.
a second best friend deserves enemies. I don't care.
It's true.
That's
true.
I don't know. That's my logic. Why not?
That's fucking awesome.
Well, we're talking about New Year's there, man. Let's just transition a little bit. We're 3 days away. Freaking. You have any plans for this upcoming year? Any goals? Any freaking? I don't really. I'll get into the whole thoughts of resolutions, but any resolutions or anything that you're looking forward to or you're wanting to do?
Not particularly, because I think all the shit I wanted to do, I don't want to say I've accomplished it, but I've at least already set it in motion. So
Yeah,
I don't
that's
really,
awesome.
I don't really want to do necessarily anything different other than just finish what I started.
Yeah.
So I guess kind of just keep going.
Yeah.
So I don't have any beginning of the year thing. I guess the only beginning of the year thing that I have is to survive the wave of newbies at the gym for the first 3 weeks before they bail. Other than that, and nothing wrong with new people. People, if you want to, if anybody stumbles across this, you want to go to the gym, fucking go. It's fun. It's relaxing and it's fun. So I'm not telling you not to go and that people don't like new people. All I'm saying is that I don't like a big crowd because it just so happens that they're always using the shit that I'm about to use.
Yeah.
And then I'm there for a lot longer than I need to be.
Yeah, I don't have that issue because there's no gyms around here. My gym is in my office, and it is in between the times of me doing work. So, but I feel that's awesome. You know what? I feel like that's how it is for a lot of people, though. And that's kind of a good way to put it. Is I want to finish the things that I've put into motion, not necessarily new things to start. Because I was thinking about that earlier, and I was like, you know what? I do have a few things. There are some things that I want to accomplish, but they are basically things that as of this year, I have set into motion. But still, within that, I'm totally looking forward. One goal, I'd like to hit 45 podcasts for us, recorded, uploaded podcasts this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to getting my coloring book published and out. Hopefully about 6 months away from that, so it's good to see progress made on that. I'm excited to see Layla. I'm just for just new things. I'm super excited to golf this year, man. I'm super excited to get out and just enjoy the weather and like with where the point that I'm at in my life and everything. It's aside from the amount of money I make, which is very deserving for the work that I do, and understandable for the work that I do, but there's nothing that I can complain about. I'm very happy. I'm very thankful. So I'm really just looking forward to, kind of like you said, just continuing the progress that I've made and continuing on this upward slope that I kind of feel like I'm on, personally and professionally.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, dude. Just I just want to keep the ball rolling. I mean, fucking not doing anything spectacular yet, but for once, the little things that I said I was going to start doing, and I did. So I finally kind of got into the groove of, like, instead of just saying I'm going to do this and saying I'm going to do that, just doing it instead. Like, before we did this, I think I told one, like, and it wasn't to, like, hide it or anything. It was just, like, I think I told one person that we were doing this.
Yeah.
And that was, like, not to just hide anything, but it was just one of those things that was like, I'm really fucking tired of saying, oh yeah, I'm going to do this thing right here, and then just not doing it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I said, I'm not going to say anything about this until I do it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
So
I haven't even.
So that's why I kept this whole project for the most part under wraps, just because I didn't just want it to be another thing that I was like, I'm going to do this, and then I just bail on it.
Yep.
So, but it won't be, because it's really fun. It's definitely fun.
Yep. That's how I've looked at this too. I've really grown a larger appreciation than what I have, and as I told Faith and as I told the only people I've talked to about it has been my family, and it's really just been on a very small scale. Just been like, oh, I'm recording this day, or I'm like doing this, or I've talked to my brothers a little bit about stuff. But it's really just being able to do this, just like we had talked about, just having these conversations, and whether it's for one person, nobody, or 100 people, like it's good to. It's something for me to look forward to each week. It's something to kind of take more mental notes than more than I traditionally have on just the things that I pay attention to anyways. And it's nice to get some thoughts out, especially whenever we don't always have that opportunity to. Whether it's from not having people to talk to, or not having the right people to talk to, or whatever the situation may be. It's good to just be able to sit down and, you know what, I had this on my mind, or I was thinking about this in sports today, or I liked it,
Yeah.
It's a different atmosphere, and it's a different feeling doing it for yourself comparative to trying to do it for any other reason,
Yeah.
It's very rewarding. I feel very good after every time that we record, no matter what, just because it's fun to talk.
It's fun. It's fun because, I mean, I guess this part's not really going to make any sense to the few people that do watch this. We did a few tests that, running into it because we got the microphones. Didn't have a fucking clue what we're doing.
Yeah.
still kind of barely do, but we didn't want to put anything out there without doing like a couple of trials first, I guess. So that was the recordings we did. I guess we did 2 days.
Yeah.
But the last session we did like 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like we did 3 pretty lengthy ones.
Yeah. 3 good recording sessions of them.
Yeah. Like we did 2. I think 2 were each like 40 a pop, and then I think we did another for like 20 or 25 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was just a few days ago.
Yeah. So
yeah, but yeah, you're right. It feels a little better every time we do it. A little more just natural. We're just coming on here talking shit. I think the main thing that we stumbled across at the beginning is the only times that we ever talk to each other is in person.
Yep.
So yeah, it was weird talking to a computer screen.
Yes.
With me, like, not really having done that for anything other than a presentation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it was like just my brain already felt like, oh, I got to be super professional. I'm on a webcam on a call.
Yep.
And then I'm like, no, I fucking don't. I'm talking to Justin. I mean, I don't have to.
Yeah.
I don't have to
personal.
do anything. Like I can just sit here and do my thing like I normally would.
Yeah, and that I kind of had that mentality going into it. Was I also had that just self-induced pressure, And it wasn't
Yeah.
until we started talking and getting into it, and I was like, man, this is exactly what, like, I wrote a little note that says, stay personal. Like, because I
Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
to
for sure.
say exactly who, and it turns out that that's useless because it's just generic and it's genuine. And, like,
No, if you gotta do a gimmick for the thing, it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like if you gotta put on a mask to do anything. Like, I mean, we don't. I guess we don't have an average time of how long one of these are gonna be. But to this point, the two that we did, I would say they average around an hour, 15, hour and a half, something like that. If we were to take a guess on how much just like actual talk time we had over the trials, we had
Yep.
probably that amount of time. So, like, don't know exactly how long it's going to be, but it's still long enough to where you got to be you or it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you got to be you or it's not going to,
Yep.
it's not going to feel right to anybody. You'd be able to, people, if they were to watch it and, like, not know either one of us, they'd be like, they'd notice hiccups.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "What the fuck? He wasn't like that the whole time."
Well, the best thing
What's he
about
do?
this
You know?
also that I realized that kind of plays into what you were saying is whenever I told Faith that we were doing this, she said, well, what's it about? And that's a hard thing because when you come up with a podcast, especially in today's age, like there generally should be a topic or a reason for
Yeah.
it. So like sports or this or that, but like for us in itself, we really are interested in anything from politics to general news to sports to educational facts to philosophy. We can cover the whole board because I feel like we are like most people and we're just interested in a vast majority of things. We're just only able to be introduced to so many, Yeah. So being able to come on here and just genuinely say like, oh, I read this or I know this or like it's easier to be or to have the conversation than what I feel like it would be to script one. Because we aren't having a set like, oh, we're covering sports, so we do this. You know what I mean? Like, it's really just wherever the conversation goes. Like, yeah, we might have notes and we have some topicing points that we might want to hit and stuff, or that we do want to hit, but it's there's no organization to it because whether we hit them all or not, when we feel like we're good, and it kind of goes back to what I said in the beginning. We're doing this for ourselves more than anything, and it's just cool to be able to have social media now, so we can just throw it out there, and if people are interested, they are.
God, and we can stumble across so much shit too. Like so much shit. If we, honestly, if I wrote down everything that I saw and wanted to bring up,
Oh my gosh!
and actually talked about it, these things would be goddamn 6 hours long, and it would be a fucking job, and it would suck.
Yep. That is exactly. That's how I look at it.
Like, because it's so crazy. Because like so I had thought too about narrowing it down to something, and then I'm like, I don't think it'd be right for us to do because we're not an expert on very much anything. I think we're just two normal ass. We're just two normal ass people.
Yeah.
Just trying to get we're gonna give the four people that watch this
Our takes on
the
it.
normal the normal outlook on. Yeah, if you ever see somebody that has a really big podcast and how they think, and if you think that, am I crazy for thinking differently than those people? Like, no, those people probably aren't normal. Like, no offense to them.
Yeah.
They're probably cool. But most people, with podcasts, and I guess not most people with podcasts, because a lot of people are just people like us that just buy a fucking microphone
Platforms.
and talk at the computer.
Platforms.
But but the big ones, the big podcasts are people with platforms, and they gotta, and no offense to them, I'm sure most of them are cool. They got a different way of thinking because they're just not.
It's monetary.
We got full-time jobs. We do this shit in our spare time. Like, we ain't, we're not getting we're not getting anything off this. We're not promoting anything. We're not experts on fucking anything.
No,
if we were, whatever I was an expert on, probably wouldn't be talked about on here because I wouldn't want my job finding out the things that I talked about. My current job, I don't care. They'd be fine. They'd be like, okay, this is very tame. I thought he'd say something worse.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing is, and I thought about that a little bit because there are definitely, I can only imagine because, in all honesty, I'd like to do this forever, just me and you, just go for years, just doing random ass shit, just Like I said, 2 people or none, I don't care. It's cool to just do. There's going to be plenty of times that I say some ridiculous stuff, but it's all to the point of, as I said in the beginning, these are our opinions. They're meant for fun, or they are just how we are in conversation. Nothing is ever to be taken outside of, nothing is to be taken personally to you, because the only reason we're saying these things are because we grew up together, and so we have the same sense of humor. We understand the similarities between the households that we grew up in, the way that we grew up, like
yeah. You know what's funny? I think it's a funny thing to mention. We actually both used to live in the rooms that we're recording in right now.
Oh yeah,
we don't live there anymore. Neither one of us live there anymore. But we used to live in these rooms that we're in.
Yes, this room that I'm.
We'll let people try to figure that one out. I guess we're not related.
Not in any way.
We'll let somebody try to figure that one out. It's going to be one of our friends, because they're going to watch it. They're going to be the only people that know anything about it.
Yeah, they're going to be the only people that watch it.
You're just in your fucking rooms.
Yeah, they're going to know exactly what happened in all these rooms. But hey, I have had... what's funny is the only furniture that's the same in this room is actually the piece of furniture I'm recording on right now, too.
Yeah.
This dresser.
Mm-hmm.
And
it hasn't moved. It's not only the same one, it hasn't moved.
It's exactly where I had it. So... That's awesome. Yeah, and that's been a long time ago. That's been 5 years.
It's been a minute now, yeah.
5 years of, after living in here.
Oh, minimum. No, I've been gone for 5 years. So it's been more than that. Because you moved out before I left. You moved out like 6-8 months before I left, something like that.
That's crazy. Well, no, 5 years. What am I saying? We're 27, so that'd be 22. And I was 21 when I moved out. 21 and a few months old, so yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, we came back to the house that we used to live in. We took the new owner.
Rented her out. She is in the basement.
Yeah, the basement, that's right. The basement that's definitely here.
There's a basement, I promise. You don't see it, and if you...
Yeah, there's definitely a basement in this house, and the old owner, who is not the same as the new owner, who definitely isn't my mom.
She is not here.
She is definitely not hogtied in the not basement.
No, she is very much present and alive and heart beating, and not his mother. Just so everybody knows.
No, we are here for the holidays.
Yes,
we're here for New Year's.
Continuing to talk about New Year's, man. I'm just on it because we talked about it a little bit, and it's the last thing that I was thinking about. I just want your take, because I want to know: am I a negative Nancy? Am I just a doubter in terms of certain things? Whenever it comes to resolutions, I really find them to be pointless and dumb, honestly.
No, I agree with you. I don't even think you have to I don't even think you have to explain too much. I agree with you, because I think it sounds like, I mentioned a few minutes ago, I'm not the best one at it, but I think a lot of the New Year's resolutions are shit that you could start today.
That is my entire...
You know what I mean?
Why do you have to wait for something to make progress? Guess what? The New Year isn't waiting for you. You're not gonna... people don't all die December 31st. They don't all make it through the new year. You die... So, your health... Or for most people, it's usually health-conscious decisions.
A lot of people.
And whether it's a new diet, working out, whatever it may be, walking more, you do you, whatever it works for you. Just a PSA from me, though, you don't need to buy equipment, you don't need to go to the gym, you don't need to do all this stuff. If you want to be healthier, you just make life choices that do it yourself.
Yeah.
Walking is free, being outside is free, taking in the sun is free, eating less food is free. Eating more food is more expensive. Going out and doing things that are unhealthy for your body is more expensive and more exhausting. You have to take more decisions and make more decisions that negatively affect your life whenever you do that. So like Wyatt was saying, start that today, and just start it in the sense of, I want to do it for myself, instead of the sense of, I'm going to do it because it's the new year, and feel like he said a few minutes ago, be 3 weeks in, that's 21 days of success. I am proud of myself. Or make it 30. Or make it 60 and quit. why not make it a lifestyle change? Like, it's very easy
Yeah.
to do, and instead of putting all this pressure on yourself to do it in the new year, slowly introduce yourself to it like anybody should, and you'll slowly see the progress that you want instead of forcing it upon yourself and then eventually quitting because you're overwhelmed. It's
And then a lot of people too, I know, will argue like, especially with it being a health conscious thing. Like a lot of people will be like, "Oh, well, you know, we're gonna celebrate New Year's." Like you can still do that. Like you don't have to. You don't have to have an Olympic fucking diet and exercise regime immediately. Actually, you shouldn't.
No.
It will burn you out. You won't want to do it anymore. Like fucking. Like, I know there might be some health nuts out there that might rip my head off for this, but for the love of God, if you haven't done it in forever and you're trying to exercise, chill the fuck out. You're not 18 anymore. I promise you, probably not. I don't know if you are, then you are. But if you're an adult that hasn't exercised in a long time, you are not 18 anymore. Don't fucking push it. Push it eventually. Work to pushing it. Get there, sure. You know, get there after a while. Don't do it out of the gate. You'll hurt yourself. You'll be fucking tired as fuck. You won't want to go back. You just won't go back.
Yep.
Like you don't have to move mountains on day one. Just go.
Yep.
And then go again.
Progress at
And
all.
then keep
is
going.
still
I'm in the middle of it right now. Like it has just now become a thing that I now do. And now I'm gonna have to readjust it because this holiday week with me being out of town has fucked a lot of stuff. But but yeah, it's just an adjustment. It's just a thing you got to do. Just go and then do a little more every time, and then it sucks less.
And it's all on yours. Like, it's all on yours. Just like, I don't have access to a gym like White does, but you know what I do have? I have dumbbells and kettlebells, and I do them in my work. I have to do them 10 minutes every hour. It's my favorite thing about my Apple Watch is that I get a 30-minute lunch break to do some personal design work on my coloring book and to lift weights. And then every minute at 10:50, I spend, or at the 50th minute of every hour, whenever I get that notification to stand, I grab one of my dumbbells or my kettlebell, and I have written out 6 exercises that I do. It's working it into your everyday life. And similar to what you were saying right there, like, you were saying you have to start somewhere. Well, let me back up. So first point, you were saying if you're 18, blah, blah, blah. If you're under 18, you don't need to have a New Year's resolution, and you don't...
Yeah, dude, be a kid. Yeah, for the love of God. I should have mentioned that, too. Yeah, I said it if you are 18, but yeah, if you're that young,
don't
fucking
put
breathe,
pressure on
dude.
yourself,
You,
bro.
like,
oh my gosh.
Don't slack for too long.
And kids,
you'll regret it. But breathe for a second.
Yes.
You'll be good.
Literally. And then going on to the next point is... and then going on...
You still there, Justin? My internet clipped out a minute. I marked it on the video so we know to edit it out. I didn't notice that feature the other day.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, I did. Okay, yeah, cool. Yeah, you're good. But then another thing, just to continue with that, on top of if you're 18, you're, you know, we'll edit this out. I'll just pick up exactly right here. But another thing to just build off of what you were just saying is you're saying build up to it. So whatever, you know, work slowly, whether it's your diet or it's working out. Not everybody has the availability to go to a gym or to eat healthy or to buy the healthiest things. I know personally as somebody that makes very little money and lives in central West Virginia where it's very hard to get actual healthy food. It is 3 times more expensive minimum to eat healthy food or to buy healthy food throughout the week to actually make up meals. And then to add on to the fact of you might have a significant other, or you might have kids, or you might have, you know, you might live with your parents still, or whatever your circumstances are. Like, everybody's decision to, you know, go on a health journey is going to be different. And I am somebody that is coming with a marketing degree, with an accounting background. I am all business and numbers. I am not at all health. But I know enough to know what is healthy for myself and what's healthy for a normal person, and I can't put myself on everybody else's standards. And I certainly can't compare myself to anybody else because just my living situation alone, I don't have the time to work out as much as I want to. Let's say Wyatt works out before work. A lot of us may not have the opportunity, whether it's waking up and taking kids to daycare, taking care of kids to a mother, waking up for another job, or waking up to take care of something. You know, anybody may have so many other things, but as long as you are making progress for yourself and you're feeling good, like I feel like that's the point of a resolution, or that's the point of any of it. Is if you come towards it with kind of the idea of I'm doing it for any other person besides yourself, I think you're almost doomed to fail, solely because the motivation is not actually there, and when you see the results, you just don't care as much. Like, I don't know so much in terms of working out, but I know, like, in terms of design work, there is nothing better than seeing the end work of my design. But now that I've done, like, so the coloring pages that I'm working on, now I keep like 2 or 3 copies of my in-between work, and it's because I love seeing the stage, like the progress that I'm making. Like,
Yeah.
because it's easy to just look back and be like, oh, I completed that, that's awesome. But to really take like, I have to be proud of myself, and everybody should be proud of themselves whenever they make any sort of progress, and you really need to highlight that. And it frustrates me because the social media just distracts it, and then it goes into exactly what you're saying. People just lose interest in the progress because it's not the fad, it's not the current thing.
Yeah. A lot of people like thinking if it doesn't happen overnight, then it's not going to happen too. So
Exactly. And that's just society. I'm literally the first victim to that.
Oh yeah, I'm bad about it. I'm working on it, but I'm pretty shitty about it.
I really like instant gratification. Everybody does. And society
Yeah, for sure.
now has really deemed it and made it to where, like, we all constantly have, and no matter what we're doing, we get that instant gratification from TikToks being 10 seconds long, so that in that 6 second we're hitting we're hitting this in your brain, and it's making this receptor really blow off, and then you're just gonna go to our anything from that to it just. Sorry, I could go down that rabbit hole because I hate TikTok. I just started.
That would be a sick edit to put on a fucking TikTok.
Yeah.
That would be fucking awesome with visual aids on it.
Yeah.
And everything. They take that shit down.
Oh, that's so funny.
They'd be like, wait a minute, they're not supposed to.
Sorry, I totally lost track of where I was going because I just. And that will happen a lot in this podcast, and I apologize. But it goes.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go everywhere.
We have no script, and we just have talking points, and there are real thoughts behind my points. But if we go down some valleys and in a few different avenues, we weren't planning on. Well, I start laughing, and once I start laughing, I'm no good.
We're also mid-holiday celebration too, by the way.
Oh my goodness, yeah, I am.
And it's funny because today is not a holiday. Today is just fucking Saturday.
No, but my daughter is healthy, and so I can enjoy today. We're podcasting and recording. It's a great freaking day. I've got beer beside me.
That's true.
Everything's going good right now, man.
Yeah, man.
This is the first time that I really have drank since golfing, and it's because I wanted to, and I really like that because. For me, drinking is a celebration or an environment type of thing. It's something to just feel, and the fact that I want to do it here means that I get the same feeling that I do when I golf, and that just means that I'm super excited to do this and hope that we can make this a little success for ourselves.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, at the very least it'll be fun.
Yes.
At the very least it'll be a goddamn blast, because it'll be especially when like life, kind of goes back to normal. Like this is holiday week, you know what I mean? Like we're not normally here. This is probably the only recording we're ever gonna do where we're both where we're at. To be honest with you, because I mean we normally, like, our schedule has us to record on Tuesdays, and we will not be here. Yeah, because we have homes. We do have homes. So, but yeah, so it'll be good whenever we're not, because I don't live here. I live real far from here, so it'll be nice to just do the weekly check-in and the weekly bullshit and the same old thing. It'll be a good little time. I don't know, man, but do you have anything else? I think we pretty much blew through my list. No, we didn't. We didn't blow through my list because I wanted to tell you this.
Yeah.
There's a movie. A New Year's movie. You don't hear a lot of New Year's movies. So I was looking. We wanted to do, mentioned on one of the tests, we wanted to do a review. We wanted to review something every week. And I guess we'll get to that in a minute. But what I wanted to review was this. Couldn't find it, at least to stream anywhere. But I will try to find it somewhere. We got like an old video game and video and music store up where I live. I'm gonna try to find the DVD of this there. We could watch it. But I was looking for a New Year's movie to watch. I was thinking maybe we'd review a New Year's movie for our first review. Didn't work. I couldn't find it.
Nah,
But I did find this movie called 200 Cigarettes.
that is fucking awesome.
And I don't know anything about it. I didn't read anything because I wanted to find out the details first time right here. So I didn't read anything about it. I know it's a comedy movie. Let's see.
Dude, that is
Try to find
fucking-
a synopsis of it.
Oh my gosh, 1999.
Did you look it up?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. That is
Ben
crazy.
Affleck, Casey Affleck, Dave Chappelle.
Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, like we gotta try to find some way to watch this, and if we do before the next week,
We'll
I guess
review
it'll be
that
our
movie.
next review.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But it's
man.
a really good, like I do want to talk about it and talk what it's about, but if we want to try to watch it, I found it to stream. We
Okay.
can watch this today. We can watch this today if you can hang out long enough. Yeah,
Okay, I'll have to
It's
talk
an
to Phil
hour
to see how
41.
he was doing.
yeah, we can definitely. Whenever we do get a chance to watch it, we can put it on our next review. But before I talk about everything that I want to talk about, I got my last thing. I want to review one thing. I said this review every week could be whatever. It could be a fucking movie, it could be a show, it could be a video game, it could be a thing.
Yes.
This is the thing. I don't know if anybody has seen one of these. I'm trying not to get too far from the microphone. The box ballin'. You're just a human paddle ball. It's fucking. Hold on. I'm not going to do it because I'm not going to destroy this whole setup. But it's just this headband with this little ball in the front of it. You just punch it. You're just a human paddle ball. And you don't, I don't know, it had a paper to log into the app. I don't know where that is. I think it's downstairs in the box somewhere. But I'm going to give this thing fucking, you know what? It's got 5 stars on it.
Okay.
If you can see it. I'm giving it just that. This is
you are-
fun.
if-
When I
if
first
you
saw
are
it,
quality grading this test, let me ask you some questions. Okay, so let's go on material testing. How is that on a 5-star scale?
one second. It's I mean it's real high quality material. I'd give that 5. I mean this ball is real light. It doesn't hurt when it comes back and smacks you in the face because it will fucking come back and smack you in the face. It hurts when it comes back and smacks you in the nuts. I found that out. That does hurt. But the headband is real elastic. I mean, I guess you can't really tell on a camera, but you know me in person. I got a pretty large fucking head. This thing fits on no problem, dude. Saying like I don't have to stretch it too far or nothing. It's got a big old Velcro piece on it. The Velcro is pretty good quality. It doesn't seem like it's gonna wear down anytime soon. But yeah, and the ball doesn't hurt. The only problem I had with it, and I guess this isn't material so much as it is design. The little string, I was playing with it earlier, and the little string came undone.
Oh.
But I just tied it right back on, so it wasn't that much of a problem. But no, that thing, 10 out of 10, 5 stars, whatever you want to call it. That thing's fun as fuck. And I can't imagine that it's very expensive. I don't know what it cost. It was a Christmas present. But I can't imagine it's very expensive. It's just a little foam ball attached to a piece of Velcro.
Yeah, with the string.
It's a blast. When I first got it, my first thought was, what the fuck am I gonna do with it? Because I looked up a video of it. I said, this looks hard. Like this looks like I can't do it. And at first you can't. Like it's definitely tough to get the hang of. And then eventually you just can, and you just get the hang of it. You don't have to be an athlete.
That's
You just gotta try it. You just gotta try it a couple times, and then like not quit. And then you can eventually get a few, and you're like, okay, this is fun.
Well, that is
But
great.
I do know that I'm gonna get to a point eventually where my high score is going to take me like a long time to get to, and it's going to be a hassle to try to break, and then I'm going to not do it anymore.
For all you non-athlete athletes that wish to be an athlete but is not an athlete, if you would like to be an athlete, you should buy this non-athletic, athletic punching ball, bouncy ball, whatever Wyatt has called it thing.
You probably should. I'm not gonna lie. Like if whatever sport you play requires hand-eye coordination, you probably should at least try using one of those, just for shits and giggles.
I had tried one out there about this time last Christmas at my wife's family's thing, and that's why I'm saying if you're a non-athlete, like, it is just as fun, because I saw 60-year-old men and women playing with it, and everybody has fun with that thing. Like, you can't not whenever you're kind of just playing, because that's all it is. You're just playing, and it's just fun to do. And whenever you do get like 5 or 6 in a row, you start feeling good about yourself, and you're like, oh, wow.
You do, dude. Yeah, I got to 28, 29. What did I get to? 28? Yeah, I got to 28.
It's just it's a big confidence builder for such a simple toy. So that's really cool.
Yeah. Dude, it's gonna cost me sleep one of these days. I can already tell. Yesterday I said I'm not gonna put this thing down because I didn't really use it when I first got it. So I got it on Christmas Day. The 26th I had to go back home for work. I worked the 27th, and that was yesterday. I came back, and I didn't really get to play with it until yesterday. But yesterday when I first started and I first got my couple, I was like, all right, I'm not going to bed tonight until I get 15. And then I got 15 in a row like an hour later. I said, shit.
Now I gotta get.
So then I said I had to get to like 20 or something like that. I got to like 24.
Yeah, and just kept
I had to get to 25. So now I guess I got to get to 30 because I got up to 28. So I got to get to 30, but it's not a requirement to go to bed because it's a holiday unwind time.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Well, good.
Yeah, good fucking toy. It doesn't matter. I was gonna say it doesn't matter how old you are, but that's probably not true. I guess if you're a kid and you had really short arms, that thing would be hard as shit.
I was gonna say.
But I mean, you could untie the string and tie the string shorter, I guess. So yeah, anybody could use it. It's fun. It's a good time. It can't be too expensive. I don't know what it cost, but
gotta be under $30.
Oh, it has to be. There's no way. If it's more than $30, whoever made that thing is a fucking criminal.
Well, the only reason I say it might be more is because you can hook it up to the app.
Oh, that is true. I forgot about that. Yeah, I got the little QR code thing, and I scanned it, and I downloaded the app, and I signed up, and I haven't used it one time.
Yeah. So, I don't know what services they offer there. It may be some sort of training stuff, even though I don't know how you could train more than, exactly what it is. I guess you could train on your types of punches you're throwing, like overhand, like...
Yeah, dude, it just tells you how to throw a proper punch. That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I just...
You catch an overhand flush on that thing, you're just going to spike it into the ground. I guess that's what you do when you get your high score and you're done.
Imagine hammer fisting it.
Dude, that'd be crazy. That actually, I was going to say it'd be easier, but it wouldn't be because it wouldn't bounce. It wouldn't bounce as far.
Freaking, yeah, and just the way that my hands are, I could imagine me, like, the way that I stab people is usually down.
The way that you stab people, like that's a thing you normally do.
So I assume it would be the same. Yeah.
Yeah. So dude, that was a good first session. Awesome. Good first real session. Like that is definitely a good place to call it. And next time we'll hopefully be back with the review is a little underwhelming. I just told you about a fucking really sick toy that I think everybody should have regardless of how old you are. But next time we will hopefully be talking about 200 cigarettes because I really want to talk about 200 cigarettes.
If anything else, one of us will watch it and we can review it for everybody else. The same. So, yes, that will be on episode 2 along with probably a little more sports, some more movies, maybe... Who knows? Politics by then. Big things coming up. Who knows?
Yeah, dude. I might make some actual threats on people's lives.
Oh,
that's what I might
really
do.
Fun. Let's do it live on the podcast.
I might participate in criminal activity. Yeah, dude.
That's what we're gonna critique next time.
Yeah, and then I think week 3 I will dox all of my friends and family members, and then week 4 if any of them are still alive, I will take care of them myself.
That is more reason to stay tuned at least till week 4, guys. So,
no, yeah, these are definitely all jokes. If all of my family dies, I'll be fucking devastated, and and going to jail will be the last thing that would be good for me. So, like, that's not true. I'm not going to tell people where my family lives.
Setting the camera out now, buddy.
Please leave them alone. If you find out where I live, you can come for me first, I guess. I'd prefer if you didn't, but it is what it is.
Awesome. Well, all right, everybody. We'll see you later, and thanks for watching.